GTii still continuing that upside we've been looking at for quite some time now. Let's go ahead and find out what could happen for the following session. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again on this happy Friday. This is ARCa coming at you with the GTii technicals, raw price action, and statistical thread analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCab. With that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the charts. Okay, so we are looking at GTii in a slightly different perspective right now. We're going to go ahead and start off the medium-term time frame with the daily chart, and we're going to look at it particularly from the Crypstex ARC-Series indicators. So we're going to start off first with the ARC armor. So the ARC armor is actually an indicator that's comprised of several exponential moving averages. Okay, so these averages are placed together very close in proximity, and as far as timing is concerned. Okay, in doing so, we actually get these directional waves. Now, with these directional waves, we do get buy and sell signals. So, for example, here we get a long signal; it goes all the way up there. We get a short signal here; it goes all the way down here, right? And now now on the daily chart in particular, because we've been looking at this on the hourly. Okay, so in particular to the daily chart, we actually do have a fresh signal just printed last night. Actually, I'm sorry, yesterday. Okay, so that long signal is still being honored, and as you can see, the enhanced MACD from the ARC series indicators has been a little more aggressive, printing the long signal right down here. So both of the ARC indicators are in accordance. Okay, so now let's go ahead and block out armor, and the reason why I'm actually starting it off with the Crypstex indicators is particular to the DBSI. Okay, so the DBSI is actually a statistical indicator that takes a metric from every single candle, particular to the time frame that you're in within the asset, and it actually gives you a percentage-based score, and that average is actually located conveniently at the top right of your screen. Okay, so in this case, we are looking at the bulls leading the way by 89%, where the bears are leading by 11%. DBSI is definitely suggesting that the bulls are in control. So this is definitely a very good thing. Another thing that the DBSI actually does is that it measures its bull strength based on a 13-day exponential moving average. Okay, so that 13-day exponential moving average, it is absolutely below us, and as long as it is below us, the bulls are in control. So as you can see, that 13-day is way below us down here, and we are right up here, closing the day at about $1.16. Let me go ahead and just make that font a little bit bigger here. I know that it's something that I continuously have to update, but I just want to make sure that you guys that are watching the video in a cellular device can see this, or some type of small pad or whatever. Okay, all right, so anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. So we're looking at GTii in the 8-hour here, and this is the chart in particular to last night's analysis, and we did say that the potential of reaching the 50-day exponential moving average, which was located right about down here, up here, and between the 2.618 could have been the likely area for a resistance. We actually did go just shy of that, and it did reach a pretty important point, though. The feat that it actually did reach was not only, just shy of the 50-day simple moving average from today's price action, but it also came very close to the 1.618 located at $1.22. So there is always some resistance to be found within this area here. So as you can see, yesterday we did talk about the 50-day moving average, but particularly we did mention the 2.272 and the 2.618. In this case, it was the 1.72 and the 1.618 in that same vicinity, just like we have right here. Okay, so definitely looking good. This candle is definitely not bearish. The candle before that absolutely used what we were talking about in that tiny little 30-day exponential moving average. I actually did mention this in the earlier part of the video, that this was a small tiny nuance here that we can actually continue as support for the upside. Okay, so now the SMA 10 and the exponential moving average 7-day period is about to make a very bullish cross. Okay, sorry, what I meant to say is that now the SMA 10 and EMA 7 are approaching us a little closer, which is good. Okay, so what we need to watch out for is when candles start to get smaller in size. Okay, but in this case it's still bullish, but we do have to watch out for that, because this is not going to be a straight shot to the upside. Please remember, guys, these statistics are suggesting a continuation to the upside, but we must be careful with what we do as far as watching our indicators. We need to make sure that they don't get too hot, protect our profits, whatever that is. Okay, you guys. So in this case, we are looking still pretty good. Now, another thing to notice here is that the EMA 7 and the 30-day exponential moving average are primed for a bullish cross. A lot of people do look for this cross and they will trade the upside based on it. Okay, so things are looking bullish for GTii in the coming sessions. Okay, another thing that we did mention here is the 5-day chart within this particular descending channel that we've been writing for quite some time now. We have very good news here. We have claimed the outside. I did mention yesterday that it would be ideal for us to close at least to the resistance of this box. Okay, so but now you can actually see that we've reclaimed the outside of the descending channel. This is a very good thing, since now we have two areas of relevant support, aside from the fact that we have the EMA 7 and the the SMA 10 in the previous chart. Okay, so let's load up some SMAs here, particularly to us. And this is not the most ideal situation, but we do have the SMA 200 located at 79 cents. Okay, so that is definitely a significant support just in case we do retrace. I'm not saying that we will retrace. I'm just saying that that is a relevant support for us to use in the event to where we do. Okay, every other simple moving average and exponential moving average is still above us, which is why I'm saying that this is going to be quite the trek. Okay, in the 5-day chart in particular, we are looking at a resistance level of about $1.52 with an impulsive move. Okay, that $1.52 is actually located just shy of the 3.272, or actually in between the 2.618 and the 3.272. So it does have some confluence with the resistance range that we're looking at here in the 8-hour chart. Okay, guys, things are definitely looking good for GTii. Let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. This is probably the most important part of the chart. This is going to be the statistical side of the analysis. So just in case I am getting new viewers, because the uptick in views have actually gone up by about 300 to 400 views on these videos, so I will explain it once more. What you're looking at here, new viewers, is volatility represented by this indicator BBWP. Volatility is direction neutral. Okay, so in order for us to get a bias for direction, since it is neutral, we pair it with a stochastic oscillator. So in this case, that stochastic momentum indicator is actually this is a proprietary indicator that is particular to TradingView software, which, by the way, that link is in the description below, since I am an accepted affiliate into TradingView, and it does help me out when you do sign up for an account with TradingView. If you could do that, please consider doing so. Okay, so the reason why we pair it with stochastic momentum is that it has a smoother movement or momentum in comparison to an RSI, where it's a little more aggressive. So the stochastic momentum has given me a backtest, particularly to the GTii asset, in the 3-day chart of a 90% in guessing the asset's direction period. That makes it 10 out of 11 total iterations throughout the entire trading history of the asset itself. Okay, so now particular to volatility versus momentum, so a statistical physics backtest, that actually has given us a correct iterations of 7 out of the 11. Okay, so that gives us an upside accuracy of 68.63% with an averaged upside thrust of 3,202.47% over the span of just 32.25 days, which has been fired off yesterday. Okay, so now the average is in play, and we must remember that this is just a statistical average. It is not a certainty. It is just a mean for us to evaluate. Okay, you guys, so that move has been moving from that demand zone that we actually looked at 47 cents. Okay, so we are continuing that upside trajectory thus far. In applying that 3,200%, I do expect, if it's fulfilled all the way to its statistical value, I do expect the top side of about $18, and it looks like maybe $18.49, right around there. Pardon me. Wow. Okay, so yes, we are looking very good with the GTii assets. Statistics are statistics are in play. The raw price action is suggesting a continuation to the upside. The sentiment psychology is also in play. As soon as this thing just continues to make a little bit more of an upside thrust, FOMO will kick in onto this, and it'll eventually send this thing to the moon. That is not a guarantee. What I just mentioned, that is absolutely a discretionary measure. Okay, you guys, please know the difference of when I give you certainties, or I'm sorry, not, please know the difference of when I give you mathematical values rather than discretionary values. Okay, as I do trade best amongst mathematical means or concepts. Okay, so now we're going to look at the immediate short-term time frame to medium-term time frame RSI. So let's go ahead and open up the properties for the RSI zones. Okay, so new viewers, I would love for you to hone in on these 4 zones right over here, as I will be speaking about them very often throughout the rest of the analysis here. So we are looking at the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame, and it is suggesting a short-term pullback. But if you can remember, yesterday I did mention that we are looking for a pullback, and it happened ever so slightly. And I did say that we can use the moving average as a type of linear regression. Okay, so we did use it as a support and continued on to the upside, and now it is moving right back down again to potentially meet the moving average. But to tell you the very truth, since we are now in overbought percentile, and we do have the junction right here, and we have that moving average, which is the pink line, 14-day period, the RSI signal, purple line, is more than likely to find a support here before continuing on to the upside. Okay, so now let's move on to the bi-hourly. Bi-hourly is also suggesting a retracement as well, but if you can see, that choppy action has actually been happening all along the way to the upside. Usually when we're approaching these overbought levels, these types of little pullbacks are expected as we reach those critical highs, okay? But as you can see from prior iterations, that we still have quite the way to go. There is a 91% iteration here. Right back here at about, let's see, March 25th, 2021, we have a 92.28% iteration, and there's probably higher. Okay, so we definitely are looking good in the bi-hourly. Now, the 6-hour time frame is suggesting a slight pullback. However, we are definitely within the grips of the bull strength percentile right up here, and the suggestion to the upside is being hinted by the 14-day moving average ever so slightly. So the movement is gradual within the 6-hour period, which is very good. Okay, the last thing we want is for this thing to rocket ship really fast, or else it'll lose everything that it gained immediately. We definitely don't want huge impulsive movements. Although it's very nice and everybody can take profits, that's great. But as long as we have continuous, consistent growth, then we can actually keep that growth at play. Okay, so CTRD is also facing that similar upside. Okay, so now we are looking at the daily time frame, which is the time frame that I would love for you guys to give some absolute attention to. Okay, so this is suggesting an aggressive upside. Even still, it has now crossed into the bear weakness percentile and very much in the grips of it. It's attempting to approach this shallow area of the weakness percentile, which only means we'll find a gravitational pull right into the following zone. Very good for GTii, and applause. Okay, so if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me in the Discord or in the Twitter. I'll make sure to leave the links in the description below. Okay, you guys, please know that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment. Okay, I can't actually suggest for you to buy or sell any assets, and I need you guys to do your own DD. Okay, and everything will be just fine. We can always discuss these plays later on. I know I'm getting a little saturated with DMs and comments here and there, but I will try my best to reach out to you as soon as I can. Okay, you guys, I really appreciate all of you for sticking around and watching these videos for the last few weeks, knowing that you're in a loss, but I am here to try and help you understand the direction from your home ticker for future tickers. Okay, so with that said, I think this is a pretty good place to leave it off. Oh, right, one more thing, you guys, if you are interested in acquiring the ARC indicators, please make sure to send me a DM. Okay, I will speak to you about the subscription packages for these indicators, as they will come in a package of 8, and you will also be receiving the ARC BBWP and the ARC RSI with it. Okay, so for lifetime, actually, with it, the purchase of any of the subscriptions. Okay, you guys, but I think, yeah, now it's a pretty good place for me to leave off the video. Happy Friday. I wish you a very good night, and wow, cool. Forgot to close the window in the studio. Sorry, guys. I wish you a very good night and a great weekend, and I will catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios.